Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another recording of LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga. And unless something horribly happens, this will be our last recording. And I'm glad for that. There are, of course, could have been a better way to end this series. Uh, but I like this series, I like this game. I just didn't really like playing it in such a short amount of time as is required for a YouTube video game review. This is often a problem that everybody who watches any review of any video game needs to recognize, is that video game reviewers have to basically run through the game, play video games way more than a normal person would. 40 hours a day plus type stuff. Who that is not a video game reviewer do you know that could possibly even have the time to be thinking 40 hours a week? Did I say a day? No, that would be really crazy. That'd be impossible, wouldn't it? To play 40 hours a day. At least until we invent some kind of time travel. So, I'm a little burnt out. Just a small amount, which is probably saying quite a lot considering this is probably the second or third time I've played this entire series all the way through to 100%. I played it, I believe, on both the Wii the Wii and then the Xbox 360. Yes, that's what I did. I've been trying to remember what I did, why I ended up playing it. I wanted all the achievements on the 360 because I was crazy about achievements. And so that's the reason why I played twice. And now I'm crazy about being a video game reviewer on YouTube, so now I'm playing it the third time to get it recorded on camera. Sadly, I should have been recording videos for YouTube like 5 years ago. Not only would that have made me probably a lot more popular on YouTube, I wouldn't assume that means I would be to the level of the most popular people, but I'd probably be a lot more popular, and I would have a lot more footage, because in the last 5 years or so, I have played a lot of video games. And, well, actually, even before that, in the last 25 years or so, I've played a lot of video games. But it wouldn't have been realistic that I would have been capable of recording myself play like the NES when it came out in '83. Even if one did have a VCR or Betamax machine, tapes at that point would have been prohibitively expensive. When I was using a VHS, which was probably maybe somewhere in the mid-90s, even then buying VHS tapes were very expensive. You'd spend $20, $30 on a blank tape, which really has nothing to do with LEGO Star Wars, but if you don't remember what a VHS is, it's really, really expensive. They were. And then they eventually got down to being pretty cheap. But never really majorly cheap. It's not like you could spend 99 cents on a VHS tape. I was so happy when I first got a DVR just to stop trying to record things on VHS, just to watch TV. Obviously, I was watching too much TV. But yes, that was very nice. But let's get back to the LEGO game here. As we're running around getting a million studs. That's all. You have to do it in less than 5 minutes to get the gold brick. We have 1 gold brick left. I really do like LEGO Star Wars. I really wish that I think this came out in the early 2000s, like 2002, maybe a little bit earlier than that. So if they had, this level seems very familiar to the beach level. It's just a big round area with plants. It does not feel finished at all. There are some walkers in this area, but this is not a big enough area for this to be a complete level. It certainly explains why they ended up making different fly around levels, because this is just way too small. You could not hide 10 blue canisters in this level. You could not hide 10 Minikits. Not realistically. But I was supposed to be talking about... Oh, there is more to this level. Let's see if we can fly around some more stuff. It's all kind of hidden. Yeah, there's more. Alright. That sure did feel empty with that. It's still kind of small. 3 areas is an improvement. I'd like to see them make a remake, is what I was saying. If they came back in 2016 and said, we're gonna just take all the good parts and add and improve upon it and add way more cutscenes, that would be fun. I don't know if that's really what I would want per se. Maybe they should just make a movie. Straight up release a Lego Star Wars movie, just remake the entire movie of episode 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. Just cover the whole gamut of the series. And by the time they were done with episode 6, they could probably make a Lego Star Wars episode 7. And I'd like to see the cutscenes a lot, but then I would also like to play this game. But then there's so many other Lego games too. It's getting ridiculous when you really go and look on Steam, like all the Lego games you could get. You're talking 12 to 15 potential games, all that are going to take at least 25 hours. You're talking 250 hours of gameplay that at its core is still going to be the same thing. It's still going to be running around, pressing buttons, smashing things, starting fights in bars. No, not always starting. Well, actually, there might be a bar fight scene in every Lego game. The question would be, is there one in the Pirates of the Caribbean games? And is there one in the Hobbit game? Because there is one in the Indiana Jones game, I know that. Ooh, I am at 98.2%. What is the next part? All extras are unlocked when we have 160 gold bricks. Okay, that's great. But that would have, for that to have worked, that would have meant that you would have had to, you would have absolutely had to not purchase some of those extras, which you needed to get to this point, or to at least make it fun to get to this point. So here's the stud machine that's just gonna always shoot out ridiculous amounts of studs. If you weren't stuck at 4 billion, that would be maybe helpful, maybe nice, but for me right now, that's not really useful, and that's what you get for 160 stars. And I cannot wonder what would get me to 100%. The only thing I can think of, the only reason I could think perhaps I'm not at 100% is it wants me to do everything in Super Story mode. And I didn't do that. That's the only thing I can think of. Ooh. So, I guess it's not going to be a super critical or super crazy wrap-up way to review. It's just, with this, you're kind of seeing the problem, aren't you? Even through all this work, if you try to do everything, you're not going to get it all. I'm going to just off screen play it in Super Story mode, and if that doesn't end up giving us whatever, giving me 100%, I'm just gonna give up, and I'm not gonna come back and show you. There's no point in me coming back and saying, well, it's at 100% now. That would be like a 5-minute video. I will tell you when I start my next series, Lego Marvel, which is going to be, is one of the most recent games, but they have already announced Lego Marvel Avengers, which is a different game, and that's going to be out around January 26th, they say. So that will be interesting too. I mean, the only other thing I could think that I haven't done is maybe I didn't watch the intro, and it counts that. But that's the only thing that makes any sense. So I'll watch the intro too, and I'll play everything in Super Story mode. There's no reason for me to make 5 more episodes where I run through Super Story mode. Super Story modes doesn't need to have existed at all. These guys are very consistent. They never miss a beat. You would think I'd be irritated with their music too. That I'd be tired of hearing that same song over and over again. No, not really. It gets really dumb. I will just end right here. It gets really dumb when you get to 160 gold bricks and they just give you more stuff. It's highly unlikely you would not be at 4 billion by the time you get 160 gold bricks. Unless you just played the game completely in some strange way and never got any of the score multipliers. Which maybe that makes sense. Maybe you just don't get any of the extras, and then you could unlock all the extras for free by getting up to 160 gold bricks. But then it would be incredibly difficult to get all those gold bricks because you wouldn't have invincibility or super speed or super build, super force, regenerating hearts. There's a lot of extras here that all of which are turned off right now, but we'll turn them all on. Why not? We'll turn every single one on. I don't think we've actually had them all on at once. Well, I have to be careful here because some of them were on, some of them were off because of the way the bonus levels went. This is totally a game worth playing. It's not a game worth playing in short amount of time. Even if you were going to play 2 Lego games in between each other, you'd get enough of diversity there with new levels and new characters and new elements, because there are a few new elements, that would be better. And you cannot see anything when you have that extra, the silhouettes extra on. That doesn't help anything. Yep. So with this, I think this is about the best place as anywhere to end it. I like this game. I recommend people play it. I would give it a solid B plus as a game if I gave letter grades, which I'm increasingly doing. Um, but that is just me randomly picking letters, and there is going to be no consistency there, and I'll have no way to justify why one game got a B and one got an A. There's no scoring system behind it. But play it slow, take your time, and remember, you don't have to do it all. There's really not any benefit to getting 160 gold bricks. You can see it here. It's just going to give you a bunch of studs that you probably already are going to max out at. There's really not a reason to try and go get 100%. Nothing new is going to unlock at 100%. If something does unlock and I just have forgotten that, somebody let me know in the comments, or I will tell you in the Marvel series, because I will go and play in Super Story mode and get 100% that way. And if it turns out that's what isn't what I'm missing, then I have no idea what I'm missing. And then I'm going to have to look at a walkthrough and just wonder. And I may never get it to 100%, which kind of sucks. Kind of doesn't matter on Steam. It's not like this got me achievements. It's not like it got me anything. It's not like I can brag really to anybody. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed this series. I want you to like this video, as always. I want you to share it with your friends. I want you to subscribe to my channel. That's very important. Comment down below if how you thought I did. Give me any good feedback, any positive, constructive criticism. Be as nice as you possibly can be if you're going to criticize. As all, remember, you're talking to a person about a person, not talking about. Uh, well, actually, you should be talking about what I created, which is these review videos. So you're not really talking about a person, but try to be as nice as possible. Try not to hurt my feelings. Uh, And then I always ask people to watch every second of my videos. The reason I do that is because YouTube knows how long you watch a video, and if people watch all of your video, they think it's good. If people watch a minute of your video, then change the channel, then or close the page, then YouTube thinks it's not very interesting. So it helps me out to do that. Then I ask you for this one time, click on my name Rydo to go to my main YouTube page. On the right is that same old blue button that says support this channel. If you can donate any amount of money, that would be greatly appreciated. If you donate $1, that can get me at least one game off Steam when they go on sale. If you can donate me more than $1, even greater. There are things besides games that would be helpful if I could afford to get them, like equipment to record videos better and better audio equipment to record myself better, and just downright stronger video cards to play better games at higher settings. Uh, but also on my main YouTube page is my playlist tab, so I ask you to go check that out at least once. See all these series that I'm covering or have covered. There's a playlist for every series I've covered except for Spotlights. There is a playlist called Spotlights. In there are games that I only took one episode to cover, so go check that out and just look at them all, and you'll be able to, I'm sure you'll be able to find something that interests you. Go check those out. I need more views. I am a relatively new YouTuber. Even though I've been doing this for a year, it's not like it has been straight to stardom as far as YouTube. So I need as many views as possible. So go check those, go watch them. Help me out as much as you can. And then the other thing that helps me out with future plans is when people friend and follow me on things like Twitter, Facebook, Google Plus, because every company that wants to prove your credibility by the number of people following you on Twitter, Facebook, and such. If they see I only have a handful of Facebook followers, they go, oh, well, you're not a big person. So that's where that helps me out. It also helps people out to follow me on those services because then you know exactly when my new videos come out. My schedule right now is still Monday through Friday. Usually I don't release 2 episodes a day on a series, but this series particular kind of had that the levels were short enough to get away with that. And let me know in the comments if you liked that or if it was just incredibly confusing and every day you saw the next episode after the one that you wanted to see because I was releasing them at 2 p.m. Central and 2:30 Central. So any feedback there would be very much appreciated. Also, friend me and follow me on Steam and Battle.net if you play on those, just because I want more friends there. That's really not anything there. But thank you for going through this journey. Thank you for enjoying this. I hope you enjoyed this. And thank you for watching. There's really nothing more to say. Uh, Glad to be done with Lego Star Wars. Actually, I'm not even done though. A little too much. Like the fountain spewing studs and wearing funny fake nose disguises. There's a little too much in this game. But despite that flaw, despite that and several other flaws, the flying levels still, I kind of hate them even though they weren't as bad as I remembered them. Uh, there could have been some editing here. Anyways, thank you for watching. Have a good evening.